Brixton was a fairly late arrival on the tube map, only getting a station when the Victoria line showed up. Had a different scheme come to pass, however, it could have got on the tube a whole lot earlier. I've talked about the City and South London Railway before, but to briefly recap, the line opened in 1890 from Stockwell to King William Street. It was a great success, and soon they planned to extend north, forming what's now the City branch of the Northern Line. Of course, being such a success, there were bound to be imitators. One that's worth looking at is the City and Brixton Railway. You see, the City in South London incorporated a diversion that would bypass King William Street altogether, replacing it with a new station at Bank and enabling them to extend north. There are more details of this in a previous video, which I'll link in the description below. What's important here is that in 1897 the City and Brixton proposed to take over the abandoned King William Street as soon as the City in South London moved out. They then follow a similar route to the City in South London's new line, building a station at London Bridge. Then it would take a sharp turn west at Borough towards Kennington and Oval, before jagging south again to Brixton, where this train terminates. The stations would have been King William Street, London Bridge, St George's Circus, Lambeth Road, Kennington Cross, Oval, where it would link with the City in South London, Lawn Road, and Brixton. The hardest part of the construction was already done, as the scheme would use the already existing tunnels under the Thames. But even with this incentive, it proved hard to raise money. To be honest, I'm not entirely surprised. There were tube proposals that duplicated other tube proposals, but the City and Brixton would largely duplicate a line that already existed. King William Street was very near Bank, London Bridge was getting a new station on the City in South London, St George's Circus was an easy walk from Elephant and Castle, Kennington Cross was near Kennington, Lawn Road was a short distance from Stockwell, Oval, of course, already existed. The only stations that didn't effectively duplicate City and South London stations were Lambeth Road and Brixton. I'd question why they even bothered with an interchange at Oval, because there was hardly anywhere you could get on one line that you couldn't reach via the other. I suspect that had the line been built, it would have been a financial disaster. But of course, it wasn't built. In 1902, the City and South London took the company over. They planned to modify the plans, and I would be interested to know what their plan would have been. This is just a guess, but I would imagine the only part that would have been retained would be the idea of a spur off to Brixton. But they didn't do anything, and the line was abandoned. In 1906, Lambeth North would open, giving Lambeth Road a nearby station. And of course, in 1971, Brixton finally got a tube station of its very own. Hi all. Thanks for watching this financially untenable episode of Tales from the Tube. What do you think? Was the City in Brixton always doomed? Would it have been a useful line? And the most important question of all, what colour would it be on the tube map? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, or just leave a like, it's all good. And I'll see you soon for another Tale from the Tube.